the most expensive tattoo you charge a client?
Oh shit, a lot. I don't know why I don't really like talking about money that much, but there's a bunch of sleeves that I've done where people have done 6 days in a row and did the entire sleeve and stuff. Oh, what's up guys? Welcome back to another vlog. It's been a minute, but today we got a dope piece. We got a client who is, it's his first tattoo, right? And he's got a back-to-back, so we're gonna get a lot done. But next week he also has another back-to-back to start to finish up the sleeve. He's kind of nervous about the pain, but I think he's gonna be just fine. We got the stencil on already, and I'm ready to take you guys through another really dope piece. I think it's gonna be one of them ones. So let's get to it. Day one. Lunchtime, baby. You know what time it is. A few hours into tattooing, we gotta get the gains in, you know, you gotta keep the nutrition up, energy up. You know, I used to go fucking 8, 10, 12 hours straight without taking a break, but to be honest, if you're trying to do like bigger pieces and you're trying to do it like consistently and do quality work and do that regularly, you really have to manage your own system. And then also it's a pain management thing for the client too. It's just like, it's always good to take a breather, eat some food, revitalize a little bit, maybe a little coffee midday coffee really helps. Me personally, I like it. And then you get back to it and then you finish strong, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing now. Got the little meal preppy going at it. And while we're at it, I wanna let you guys know, if you haven't heard already, we already dropped our iShine University. Take a look, pan over, boom. iShine University, secret tattoo community. So not only do we have a masterclass available, tattoo design masterclass, it's over 10 hours worth of content plus bonus tattoo technique videos, but if you purchase that now and you're one of the first 50, you actually get free access to the secret community, which is where we're gonna post a bunch of exclusive content regularly, so you're gonna get a lot of value out of that. And the masterclass is super dope, you're gonna learn a lot out of it, but honestly, being a part of that community is a big deal because I feel like it's gonna grow into something very high value, and then there's gonna be other people in there with their own dialogue and kind of going back and forth, so everyone in the community can learn. So if you guys are interested in the community or the masterclass, go to iShineUniversity.com, and soon we'll make it available for you guys to sign up to the secret community without buying the masterclass if you can't afford it. Yeah, big things. And she is gonna have a thick outline around the face, but just to contrast the entire rest of the sleeve. You guys will see what I mean when I do it. But right now I'm just focusing on the edge of the face. get some of this, the lips part. So there's like a kind of a black part that separates the lips. So I'm just gonna add a couple little shapes in there, little corner of the mouth right here. And with the 3-round liner, when I'm using a 3-liner, I tend to turn my voltage down because I don't want it hitting super fast. I'm trying to be delicate and accurate, so I run it pretty low, and then when I'm using it, I don't mind sketching it a little bit as long as I know I'm being very accurate. Just kind of sketching in stuff. Make sure it's very precise. As long as you're sticking to your well-made stencil, you should be just fine. Just taking it a step at a time. I always feel like Bob Ross when I'm... We're gonna take our time. No need to rush. We're not gonna move on until I feel like the edge is completely solid, crisp, accurate. Making sure that the flow of every section of shadows and the hair that you do is like very intentional, because it'll all lend itself to the overall flow of the hair. So if some of these are kind of wonky or they don't really fit the flow of what's going on, it'll affect the entire flow. So it's just take your time to be nice and precise. It'll pay off at the end. You just gotta be patient. I think a lot of people rush to try to show off how quick they could get something done. But at the end of the day, tattoo lasts forever. And it's a bigger flex to have a really solid, well done piece. Doesn't matter how long it took you. All right, update. We are moving along. That lower part has a lot of little detail in it because it has like the small face, has the cross, has the hand and stuff like that. But taking the time to get real accurate and make sure everything's saturated and smooth. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it matters how it turns out. So we're spending our time doing that. And then once we move through that, tomorrow will be much smoother. The upper arm has a lot more bigger shapes that I can kind of run through and stuff, but we're taking our time. This is kind of what we got so far. Got the face in there. It's a little glary and stuff like that, but we got the face in there, got the wing over here, cross and the chain. Right now we're gonna finish this backside on the elbow, which has like a hand and kind of the robe and stuff, and that'll kind of complete that lower part. And then tomorrow we'll tackle that upper part, but super happy with it so far. It's gonna be a dope piece, and he's coming back next week, so we get to finish more of the sleeve. I'm excited. Let's keep going. So we're gonna knock out some highlights now. There's still like a little bit of a chunk of the back side that I have to do, but we need to still do a lot of work tomorrow, so we're gonna save our energies and do that. Plus he's coming back next week, so whatever we gotta finish, like little stuff that needs to like connect to the bottom, it's honestly better that we do it then anyways. But we got the bulk of it. I'm gonna knock some highlights out, call it a day today, and start prepping our energies for tomorrow, because we got a decent amount of work to do tomorrow. But again, it's like bigger stuff, so bigger shapes. It kind of goes a little faster, believe it or not. When you got all these tiny little shapes and tiny little things, you got to get so precise and all of that. But it's all worth it though. All the effort is worth it. So pop a couple highlights in there and then call it a night. And then we're on to day 2, baby. So hey, good morning. So we already had to get started because we got a lot of work to do, right? But we got everything on. Didn't really have to re-stencil anything. I re-stenciled a small part of it just to make it clean and easy to understand. Got the whole setup here. We're still filming. Got Avatar on the TV. I mean, what more can you ask for, you know? So we're gonna run through this piece and we're gonna see how it turns out. Stretch out. We're actually going pretty fast, actually. Not fast as in like, oh, we're almost done, but like there was a lot of detailed area coming off of this beginning of the session, and we're kind of running through it. And when it comes to the bigger part of this outer arm that I'm working on now, like I said yesterday, it's like bigger shapes, bigger chunks. So you don't have to be so like you're tattooing with a magnifying glass. So you can kind of sit back and kind of like get the general shapes in, and then you can kind of define them from there. But as long as you know like, hey, this needs to be black, this needs to be toned over, you just don't hesitate and you just go and get them in there. And then take a step back after a while and you're like, oh shit, like we started getting some chunks done and stuff. So that's all we're doing now. Little break and then we'll get back to it. Still got a lot to go, but we're going at a good pace. We got Mad Rabbit coming up. Going to Mad Rabbit this week, doing some content to announce the partnership. And it'll just be really fun to go to LA and go to their studio. Veer hasn't been there yet, but it's a dope little studio and they do really good content and it's fun to collaborate with them. They're a pretty big company, but they really want to have like grassroots in the industry, so they're really picking artists that they feel like are tied into the industry, and like they're trying to do it in a very respectful way, you know, not in like a corporate way, which I respect. And I've met their whole team, and their whole team seems pretty down to earth, which I like. I've had individual conversations with each of them and got a vibe of each of them, and they seem pretty cool. So a lot of the times it's like you can get a general idea about a business by the people, and at the end of the day, it's all about the people. So branding, this and that, yeah, cool, but at the end of the day, it's like if you can connect with the people that work there or own it or run it, to me, that relationship is more important. That's what we're gonna go do this week, is go strengthen that relationship. And yeah, it's more content, baby. Traveling, doing a damn thing. That's what we do, all for you.
Well, I think it would take a long time for your metabolism because you've been so healthy for most of your life. For you to like really...
No, I have not.
No, you don't think so?
Most of my life, bro, I was fucking poor and homeless. I'm not...
But what are you saying as healthy? Like just being like...
No, dude.
Because I feel like, bro,
this is a new thing.
As long as I've been watching your vlogs, you've always talked about like health, fucking meals. You've always like preached it and lived it.
Yeah, but even like, you know, I've only been vlogging for some years, right? So let's say, yeah, bro, I have more of my life being a piece of shit than not, and I just got tired of being a piece of shit, so I started learning about how not to be a piece of shit, and now I'm passionate about it. So it's like, I'm a testament that it doesn't matter how you fucking start. It's like you could recalibrate your habits and like, and learn new things. You don't have to stay in the same shit that you were raised in, you know? Because no one around me fucking gave a fuck about what you're eating. We would eat McDonald's every day.
When conditions are met and the kid survives, then nothing changes.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. So then when you get older and then you're like, man, I need to change something. Some people have that call or some people don't. But then it's like, then you have to do some research. Like, all right, what's the real way? There's always a good way to do something, right? So it's like, okay, if it's eating, if it's this, if it's exercise, if it's what's wrong with my mental? Why am I depressed? Why am I this? It's like, well, there's answers to those questions. It's just most people don't go looking for that answer. I have made it a huge part of my life now to find out the answers to all that stuff.
By seeking discomfort, because doing that, a lot of people don't even have like the guts to do that because of how horrible it makes them feel about themselves and like all the reflection you have to do, and it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you start shattering the way that you were, and that's like your identity. That's who you were. So it's like you start shattering that to build up a new person. It's a painful process because you have to like let things go. You have to like, you know, a lot of people, if we're just talking about eating, a lot of people identify with this stuff that they like to eat. It's like, but I love cake and I love it. And it's just like, bro, it's like you hold that so closely to you. It's just like crazy. Imagine just like getting rid of that. You feel like you're losing something, but when you recalibrate your whole system to like, you won't even enjoy like overly sweet food anymore if you like recalibrate your shit. True. But the same thing with like your thoughts and your emotions and the way you are. It's like you could recalibrate all of that stuff. It's just painful to let things go to then put new things in place. So it's like
this is a bad example, but I used to drink the energy drinks with the sugar all the time, and then I started doing the sugarless ones, and then I went like 3 months, and then I tried to go back to the sugar ones, and it was way too sugary.
Well, yeah, it's like once you take the sugar out of your diet, you are more sensitive to
way more sensitive.
Or you know, noticing it. But
yeah, it's like ingesting sugar is like a momentum thing. So you eat a little bit, and then if you had some like soon after, like the day after, and then all of a sudden you have craving, and you're like, oh shit, I want some candy. But if you didn't consume sugar, you wouldn't even crave it.
Yeah, you would.
After a while, you know, it would be different. You would be craving something else, and the sugar would feel it'd be too much. Like when I put something in my mouth that's too sugary, I'm just like, fuck, it's so much. Holy shit. So it's like, you could recalibrate your whole system on any part of you, you know?
Never not, never under yard, never ever, I'm forever on. Check my repertoire, check my repertoire, don't check me not. Let's just checks involved, I've been feeling like I'm next to God. Next to God, next to God. Never not, never under yard, never ever, I'm forever on. Check my repertoire, don't check me not. Let's just checks involved, I've been feeling like I'm next to God. Next to God.
So I'm on the second day of a back-to-back. At the lower part, we did like an angel with like a chrome hearts cross. On this upper part, it's like a statue head with some stuff. You guys are looking at the back side of his arm, so it's kind of hard for you to tell what's going on right now, but we'll show you guys at some point what we're working on, the whole thing.
Any tips on doing palm trees?
Well, it depends on how big you're doing the palm tree. If you're doing it really, really small, I would opt for a more like almost silhouetted or fully silhouetted shape. If you're doing it bigger and you could add more detail, I would definitely treat the palm leaves like they're kind of like animal fur. There's like a texture you can get in those. And then the bark of the tree, there's some cool texture you could do with that. But at the end of the day, as long as it's solid, has a lot of solid black in it, and you contrast it correctly, that's what I would say for anything, not just palm trees, but anything you do. All right, boys and girls, what a fun 2 days. A lot of fucking work, a lot of detail. These hands have put in some fucking hours. That machine, that battery has put on some hours, and my client put in some hours for all that pain. We got it all done. There's some stuff we still need to do, but we got him back next week, and it's gonna be fun to continue the sleeve. He's gonna try to knock it out quick, guys. This is his first tattoo, but I think he's excited about getting these new high quality tattoos, so he's gonna come back regularly, and I'm excited about it. He's got some dope ideas. I got some dope designs for him. For those of you that don't know, he dropped the masterclass, the tattoo design masterclass on iShineUniversity.com, and also we are dropping the secret community that you could be a part of, where we drop exclusive content constantly on there, and that's going to be really good for you guys. So head over to iShineUniversity.com for that. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Try to engage. It keeps us going. We know you guys love the content, but when we hear from you, it's even better. So thank you guys for tuning into this vlog, and we'll see you on the next one, baby. Let's go.